laugh on this flowery bed, while I thy amiable cheeks do coy, and stick musk roses in thy sleek, smooth head, and kiss thy fair large ears, my gentle joy.
Where's Peas Blossom?
Ready?
Scratch my head, Peas Blossom. Where's Cobweb?
Ready?
Lady Cobweb, I pray you, get you your weapon in hand, and kill me a humblebee on the top of a thistle, and, good lady, bring me the honey bag. Now, do not fret yourself too much in the action, good lady, and have a care the honey bag break not. I would be loath to have you overflown with the honey bag, madame. Where's Mustard Seed?
Ready?
Give me your hand, Lady Mustard Seed. I pray you. Leave your courtesies, good lady.
What's your will?
Nothing. But to help Peas Blossom to scratch. I must to the barber's, ladies, for methinks I am marvelous hairy about the face, and I am such a tender ass. If my hair do but tickle me, I must scratch.
What? Wilt thou hear some music, my sweet love?
I have a reasonable good ear in music. Let us have the tongs and the bones.
Or say, sweet love, what thou desirest to eat.
Truly, I could munch your good dry oats. Methinks I have a marvelous desire to a bottle of hay. Good hay, sweet hay, hath no fellow.
I have a venturous fairy that shall seek the squirrel's hoard and fetch thee new nuts.
I'd much rather have a handful or two of your dried peas. But, I pray you, let none of your people stir me. I have an exposition of sleep come upon me.
Sleep thou, and I will wind thee in my arms. Fairies, be gone, and be always away. So doth the woodbine, the sweet honeysuckle, gently entwist. The female ivy so enrings the barky fingers of the elm. Oh, how I love thee, how I dote on thee.
Welcome, good Puck. Seest thou this sweet sight? Her dotage now, I do begin to pity. For meeting her of late behind the wood, seeking sweet favors from this hateful fool. I did upbraid her and fall out with her. For she then, his hairy temples had rounded with a coronet of fresh and fragrant flowers. When I had at my pleasure taunted her, and she in mild terms begged my patience, I then did ask of her changeling child, which straight she gave me, and her fairy sent to bear him to my bower in fairyland. And now that I have the boy, I will undo this hateful imperfection of her eyes. And gentle Puck, take this transformed scalp from off the head of this Athenian swain, that he awaking when the other do, may all to Athens back again repair, and think no more of this night's vexation, but as the fierce vision of a dream. But first, I will release the fairy queen. Beest as thou want to be, seest as thou want to see. Dian's bud o'er Cupid's flower hath such force and blessed power. Now, Titania, wake you, my sweet queen.
My Oberon, what visions have I seen? Me dreamed I was enamored of an ass.
There lies your love.
How came these things to pass? Oh, how mine eyes do loathe his visage now.
Silence a while. Puck, take off this head. Titania, music call, and strike more dead than common sleep of all these five the sense.
Music? Ho! Music such as charmeth sleep.
Now when thou wakest, will thine own fool's eyes peep?
Come, my queen, take hands with me, and rock the ground whereon these sleepers be.
was found with these mortals on the ground.
There's another one next to it. It's from single and you made one. Now you gotta make another? What you want, the trifecta tonight? You wanna make three?
When my cue comes, call me, and I will answer. My next is most fair Pyramus. Hi-ho?
Hi-ho?
Peter Quince? Flute, the bellows mender? Snout, the tinker? Starveling? Snug? God's my life. Stolen Henson left me asleep. Oh. I've had a most rare vision. I've had a dream. Past the wits of man to say what dream it was. Man is but an ass if he go about to expound this dream. Methought I was. There is no man can tell what. Methought I was. And methought I had. But man is but a patched fool if he go about to say what methought I had. Wow. The eye of man hath not heard. The ear of man hath not seen. Man's hand is not able to taste, his tongue to conceive, nor his heart to report what my dream was. I will get Peter Quince to write me a ballad of this dream. It shall be called Bottom's Dream, for it hath no bottom. And I will sing it at the latter end of a play before the Duke. You'll never find.
My lord, this is my daughter. This Lysander, this Demetrius is, this Helena. I wonder if they're being here all together.
No doubt they arose early to observe the rite of May, and hearing our intent, came in grace of our solemnity. But speak, Aegeus, is this not the day that Hermia should give answer of her choice?
It is, my lord.
Good morrow, friends. I know you two are rival enemies. Tell me, how comes this gentle concord into the world?
My lord, I shall reply amazedly, half sleep, half waking, but as yet, I swear I cannot truly say how I came here, but as I think. For truly what I speak, and now do I bethink me, so it is. I came with Hermia hither, and our intent was to be gone from Athens, where we might without the peril of the Athenian law.
Enough, enough, my lord. You have enough. I beg the law. The law upon his head. Don't have stolen away. The wood, Demetrius, thereby to have defeated you and me. You of your wife, and me of my consent.
My lord, fair Helen told me of their purpose, of their stealth hither to this wood, and me and Fury followed them, fair Helen and Fancy following me. But my lord, I know not by what power, but by some power it is. My love to Hermia melted as the snow, and all the pleasure, all the virtue of mine eye is to Helena. My lord, I was betrothed to her ere I saw Hermia, but as in sickness I did loathe this food, but as in health have come to my natural taste. And now I do wish it, love it, long for it, and will evermore be true to it.
Fair lovers, you are fortunately met. And of this discourse we will hear more anon. Aegeus, I will overbear your will. For in the temple with us, these couples shall eternally be knit. Away with us to Athens, 3 and 3. We'll hold a feast in great solemnity. Come, Hippolyta, and come all.
It seems as though we sleep, we dream.
Was not the Duke was here and bid us follow him?
Yay, and my father!
And Hippolyta.
Then we are awake, and on our way, let us recount our dreams.
Have you sent to Bottom's house? Has he come home yet?
He cannot be heard of. Out of doubt, he is transported.
If he come not, then the play is marred. It goes not forward. Doth it? It is not possible. There is not another man in all Athens able to discharge Pyramus but he. No, he has simply the best wit of any handicraft man in Athens. Aye, and the best person too. And he is a very paramour for a sweet voice. You must say paragon. A paramour is, God bless us, a thing of naught.
Masters! The Duke is coming from the temple, and there's 2 or 3 more lords and ladies married. If our sport had gone forward, we have all been made men.
Oh, sweet bully Bottom. Thus hath he lost 6 pence a day during his life? He could not escape 6 pence a day. If the Duke had not given him 6 pence for playing Pyramus, I'll be hanged. He would have deserved it. 6 pence in Pyramus or nothing.
Where are these lads? Where are these hearts?
Bottom! A most courageous day, most sweet and lovely hour.
Masters, I'm to discourse wonders, but ask me not of what. For if I tell you, I am no true Athenian. I will tell you everything right as it fell out.
Let us hear, sweet Bottom.
Not a word of me. All I will tell you is that the Duke hath dined. Get ye apparel together, new ribbons to your pumps, meet presently at the palace, every man look o'er his part. In any case, let not she who plays the lion pare her nails, for they shall hang out as a lion's claws. And most dear actors, eat no onions nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath. I do not doubt but to hear them say it is a sweet comedy. No more words! Away! Go! Away!
That's what they're scared of.
Because they're leaving. Yeah.
Here. Ooh! Sorry.
Indistinguishable, like far off mountains turned to clouds.
Methink I see things with parted eye when everything seems doubled.
So methinks I have found Demetrius like a jewel, mine own and not mine own.
Are you sure we are awake?
'Tis strange, my Theseus, that which these lovers speak of.
More strange than true. I never may believe these antique fables nor these fairy toys. Lovers and madmen apprehend more than cool reason comprehends. The lover, the lunatic, and the poet are of imagination all compact. And in the night, imagining some fear, how easy is a bush, suppose the bear.
But all the story of the night told over grows to something of great constancy. But howsoever strange and admirable.
Joy, gentle friends.
Joy and fresh days of love accompany your hearts.
More than to us. Wait in your royal walks. You're bored. You're bad.
Come now. What shows? What dances shall we have to wear away this long age of 3 hours between our after supper and our bedtime? Where is our usual manager of mirth? What revels are at hand? Is there no play? Philostrate! Philostrate!
Here, mighty Theseus. There is a brief how many sports are ripe. Make choice of which your highness shall see first.
The battle with the centaurs, to be sung by an Athenian eunuch to the harp. Will none of that. The riot of the tipsy bacchanals, tearing the Thracian singer in their rage. This is an old device. The thrice three muses, mourning for the death of learning, late deceased in beggary. Not sorting with a nuptial ceremony. A tedious brief scene of young Pyramus and his love Thisbe. Very tragical mirth. Merry and tragical. Tedious and brief. That is hot ice and wondrous strange snow. What are they that do play it?
Hard-handed men at work in Athens here, which never labored in our minds till now.
And we will hear it.
No, my noble lord, it is nothing. I've seen it over, and it is nothing. Nothing in the world.
I will hear that play.
Our play is preferred!
For never anything can be amiss when simpleness and duty tender it. Go bring them in. And take your places, ladies.
So please, your grace, prologue is addressed.
Let him approach.
If we offend, it is with our goodwill that you should think we come not to offend, but with goodwill. To show our simple skill, that is the true beginning of our end. Consider then, we come but in despite. We do not come as minding to contest you. Our true intent is, all for your delight, we are not here. That you should here repent you, the actors are at hand, and by their show, you shall know all that you are like to know.
This fellow doth not stand upon points.
His speech was like a tangled chain. Nothing impaired, but all disordered. Who's next?
How shall we find the concord of this discord?
Gentles, perchance you wonder at this show, but wonder on, till truth makes all things plain. This man is Pyramus, if you would know. This beauteous lady Thisbe is certain. This man, with lime and rough cast, doth present wall, that vile wall which did these lovers sunder. And through wall's chink, poor souls, they are content to whisper, at the which let no man wonder. This man, with lantern, dog, and bush of thorn, presenteth moonshine. For by moonshine did these lovers think no scorn, to meet at Nina's tomb, there to woo. This grisly beast, which lion called by name, the trusty Thisbe coming first by night, did scare away, or rather, did affright. And as she fled, her mantle she let fall, which lion with vile bloody mouth did stain. Anon comes Pyramus, sweet youth and tall, and finds his trusty Thisbe's mantle slain. Whereat, with bloody, blameful blade, he bravely broached his boiling bloody breast. And Thisbe, tarrying in mulberry shade, his dagger drew and died. For all the rest, let lion, moonshine wall, and lovers twain at large discourse, while here they do remain.
I wonder if the lion be to speak.
No wonder, Lord. One lion may when many asses do.
In this interlude, it doth befall that I, one Snout by name, present a wall. And such a wall as I would have you think would have in it a crannied hole or a chink, through which the lovers Pyramus and Thisbe often did whisper through very secretly. This loam, this rough cast, this stone does show that I am the same wall. The truth is so. And this cranny is right and sinister, through which the fearful lovers are to whisper.
Would you desire Lion Med Plaster to speak better?
'Tis the wittiest partition I ever heard discourse, my lord.
Pyramus approaches the wall. Silence.
Oh, grim, look at night. Oh, night with you so black. Oh, night, whichever art where day is not. Oh, night, alack, alack, alack. I fear my Thisbe's promises forgot. And wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, that standeth between her father's ground and mine. Oh wall, oh sweet and lovely wall, show me thy chink to blink through with mine eye. Thanks, courteous wall. Jove shield thee well for this. But what see I? No Thisbe do I see. Oh, wicked wall, through whom I see no bliss. Cursed be thy stones for thus deceiving me.
The wall me Thisbe sensible should curse again.
No, in truth, madame, he should not. Deceiving me is Thisbe's cue. She is to enter now, and I am to spy her through the wall. You will see it will fall pat right as I told you. Yonder she comes. I see a voice. Now will I to the chink to spy if I can see my Thisbe's face. Thisbe!
My love, thou art! My love, I think!
Think what thou wilt. I am thy love's grace. Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall.
I kiss the wall's hole, but not your lips at all!
Will thou and Ninny's two meet me straightway?
To life, to death, I come without delay!
Thus have I, wall, my part discharged so, and being done, thus wall, away doth go.
Oh, is the mural down between the two neighbors?
This is the silliest stuff that ever I
The best in this kind are but shadows, and the worst are no worse, if imagination do amend it.
It must be your imagination then and not theirs.
If we imagine the worst of these men than they themselves, then they may pass for excellent men.
Here come two noble beasts and a man and a lion.
You, ladies,
You, whose gentle hearts do fear the smallest monstrous mouse that creeps on the floor, may now, perchance, both quake and tremble here when lion rough in the wildest rage doth roar. Then know that I, once snug the joiner, am a lion's fell, nor else nor lion's dam. For if I should, as lion, come trifle into this place, to pity on my life.
A very gentle beast.
The best
of good conscience.
The best of beasts that e'er I saw, my lord.
It is well. Leave it to her discretion. And let us listen to the moon.
This lantern doth the haunted moon present. The crickets are screaming at the moon. Alone in old clothes, sipping wine beneath the moon. Wash hung out by moonlight. Friday night.
I am weary of this moon. I wish it would change.
The moon, her magic beam, big sad face of infinity. All that I have to say is that this lantern is the moon. I, the man in the moon, this thorn bush, my thorn bush, this dog. My dog.
Why, all these things should be in the lantern, for all these things are in the moon.
But silence, here comes Thisbe.
This is Owen Ninny's tomb. Where's my love?
Roar.
Lion.
Well run, Thisbe.
Well shown, moon. Surely the moon shines with a good grace.
Well moused, lion.
And so the lion vanished.
And then came Pyramus.
Sweet moon, I thank thee for thy sunny beams. I thank thee, moon, for shining now so bright. For by thy gracious, golden, glittering gleams, I trust to take up truest Thisbe's sight. But stay, oh spite, oh mark, poor night, what dreadful dole is here? Eyes, do you see? How can it be? Oh dainty duck, oh dear, thy mantle good. What? Stained with blood? Approaching furies fell. Oh fates, come. Cut thread and thrum. Quail, crush, conclude, and quail.
This passion and the death of a dear friend would go near make a man look sad.
Be true, my heart. But I pity the man.
Oh, wherefore nature didst thou lion's frame, since lion vile hath deflowered my dear, which is which was the fairest dame that lived, that loved, that looked, that liked with cheer. Come, tears, confound out sword and wound the pap of Pyramus. By that left pap, where heart doth hop, thus die. Thus now I am dead. Now I am fled. Tongue, lose thy light. Moon, take thy flight.
Now, die.
With the help of a surgeon, he might yet recover and prove an ass.
How chance Moonshine leaves before Thisbe comes back and finds her lover.
She shall find him by starlight. Here she comes. And her passion ends the play.
I hope she will be quick.
She hath already spied him with those sweet eyes.
Asleep, my love? What? Dead? My dove? Oh, Paramus, arise! Speak, quite dumb! Dead! A tomb! Must cover thy sweet eyes! Why, my lips, this cherry nose, these yellow cow-sleep cheeks are gone, Our lovers make moan. His eyes were green as leeks. Oh, sisters three, come to me with hands as pale as milk. Lay them in gore, since you have sure. With shears the thread of silk. Tongue, not a word. Come, trusty sword. Come, my blady brew. And farewell, friends. Does this the end? I do.
Two. No, assure you.
The wall is down that part of their fathers. Would it please you to see the epilogue? Or to hear a dance by the members of our company?
No epilogue. I pray you. For when all the players are dead, there need none. Mary, truly, very notably discharged. But come your dance. The iron tongue of midnight hath told 12. Lovers, to bed. 'Tis almost fairy time. I fear we shall outsleep the coming morn, as much as we this night have overwatched. This palpable gross play hath well beguiled the heavy gate of night. Sweet friends, to bed. A fortnight hold we these solemnities. In nightly revels and new jollity.
which by us shall blessed be. So shall all the couples three, ever true in loving be. And our several chambers blessed through the palace with sweet peace. And the children of it blessed, ever safety rest. Trip away, make no stay, meet me all by break of day. Woo!
if we shadows have offended, think but this, and all is mended, that you have but slumbered here, while these visions did appear. And this weak and idle theme, no more yielding, but a dream. Gentles, do not reprehend. If you pardon, we will mend, and as I am an honest puck, if we have unearned luck, to escape the serpent's tongue, we will make amends ere long, else the puck a liar call. So good night unto you all.